Welcome back, and today we're going to be dealing with the last of the interior walls. We talked about how to build them yourself, so you could do this on your own, but there's a couple little things about the closets that we need to talk about. So we'll work on those, and then the rest of the walls you're going to build on your own using the same skills that we've already talked about. So we need to have there are three 62-inch walls. Two of them are going to be for closet fronts, and the other one's going to be for the bathroom front. And we need to make this little 24-inch wall here. The rest of them you're going to do on your own. So let's start by what we always do. We're going to need a 62-inch plate and a 24-inch plate. So let's go to our plates and sills. Do I already have a 20? Oh, I already have a sill 24. I can use that. As long as it's 24 inches long, it'll work. I'm going to use it as a plate, but that's fine. But I do need to add a plate 62. So again, you got to turn that sketch on where we have that pattern, and we're going to extrude one of these to 62. I think it was 62. Now I can't remember if it was 64 or 62. Let's go back to that. It was 62. Okay. So we're going to go to 62. Good. Let's name that, of course, plate 62. And we will, as always, make it look right. Cool. I've got that ready to go. I've got my other 24. That will work. All right. So I need a header also for a door. Now, a typical size for those doors is going to be 48. So we're going to have to wall that in a little different this time. So the way the closets are is going to be a little different than what we're used to, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and go to our headers. I need to find mine, and we need to make that 48 plus an inch and a half plus an inch and a half rough opening header. So let's go here where we're finding our headers. There they are. Open that. And I'm going to add my extrude. And those headers going the other direction. And I need to make it that 48-inch opening plus 3 inches. I need to make it 51. I do not already have. Okay. Good. Let's call that header 73. Whoops, not 73. I'm sorry, 51 closet. All right, and make it pretty. And I think we're ready to go. All right, here we go. Let's start with, now that we've got everything set up, we're going to start with this bathroom wall that has a door on one side. So here's the bathroom front wall. Notice that there's a door all the way onto one end. And because this is a butt wall, that one 2x4 will work out just fine as a king stud and the end of the wall. So we'll start with that. You shouldn't need my help with this, but I'm going to go ahead and go through it anyway. You can probably speed through this pretty fast. I'm going to start a new assembly. I'm going to put in my 3 plates. Those 62. Whoops, I did not mean to put that whole thing in there. No, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to put it in to expand that. Plates and sills, and find my 62 plate. 62 plate, 62 plate. 3 of them. Good. Don't forget, I like to flip them around the way I want to see them. That's Don't forget to take one of them and fix it. I usually like it to be my bottom plate that I fix in place. Now we're going to put in our studs. We're going to get 3 of them, as always, of the regular 92s. And I'm going to need 1, 2, 3. And I like to flip them up. So we're kind of in that orientation. All right, cool. Now, it's kind of weird that the studs are taller. It's taller than it is wide, but that's the way it goes. So let's do a fast and made as always. You guys know what you're doing. You can probably go pretty fast through this section of the video. I do want to show you one thing that people keep making mistakes on. Good. Now I'm going to put my 2 plates together. There. Now, I see this happening a lot. This is a problem. I see people doing this, and they're choosing the top part of the board and then the top part of the stud, and then see how this shares a space with it? We can't have that. And then so people make walls that are too short. So you guys have got to stop doing that and make sure that you're connecting. For example, this should be the bottom of this to the top of that so that they don't share space. Okay. So kind of make sure of that when you're doing this. All right, we're going to do one more. Let's see. On the end. And our third one will be the middle of it because it's centered. That board will be centered from the end, as we've done before, along offset along the red axis 16 inches. You should be going like, yeah, I know, Mr. Klatt. Then, as always, we pattern that board. We're going to go, my instances are going to be that. My direction, oh, you know what? That last fast and made, I closed out of it. I'm going to delete that. Sorry. If you see red, it probably means you didn't close it. You just left it there. All right. Now I'm going to take this, make a linear pattern out of it. I already chose what it is, the direction I want to go. And we're going to go every 16 inches. And the count will be, oops, let's flip it, probably only, 3 total. All right, and we're going to end up getting rid of one of those anyway. All right, so we're going to end up, now even though it's a pattern, I guess I probably didn't even need to do that now that I think about it, because we're going to end up just hiding these 2 anyway and putting that door into the end. So, you know what, in fact, let's just undo that. I don't even need to put them in there because that doorway is going to take up that space anyway. All right, so we're going to insert an assembly into the assembly, this 30-inch door frame, and it already happens to come in the right orientation. I'm going to do the one without the king stud to this end. Don't forget to group. Oops, resort. Group that frame. Good, and now we can assemble. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, so that worked out just fine. So you're going to take a picture of this bathroom front door. And that'll be the first thing that we get done today. Now, we are going to also do another door. Now, I'm going to make it easy on myself we're going to do the closet front doors. And rather than rebuild all of this thing, first of all, let's rename this assembly and call it bathroom front. Let's call it guest bath front, because even though that would be used by maybe kids in the house, we still call it a guest bath if it's not the master bathroom, right? So guest bath front. All right, now I'm going to duplicate this to make it easy on myself. And it says guest bath front copy 1. I'm going to rename that as closet front. And I'm going to call this one left, for the left side of the house. We will also make a closet front right. All right, so here we go. We're in closet front. Make sure you're in the right one. Closet front left. And I'm going to delete these two things. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to delete that stud. All right, here's where things get a little different. We're going to have to put in 2 king studs, but I want this to look centered, okay? Now what happens is that because this wall goes all the way across, but see how this little wall takes up space? So, although even though in the front we won't see that, so we're going to have to do a little bit of measuring, a little bit of math here, figure some stuff out so that door looks centered on the wall. That'll make it look better. So let's go back to our closet front. I'm going to put in, well, first I need to get a measurement. So let's measure. I want to know how far it is from that point right there to that point right there. It's 62 minus 3. I should have, 59 inches. So that means that I need to put those, if I've got a 48-inch rough opening, that means I've got a 50-inch, I've got a 51-inch space. So I've got 8 inches, so it needs to be 4 inches in from each side, okay? In other words, that space needs to be 4 inches. I'm going to make sure I get it right. So here we go. Let's put in 2 studs. Insert, find your studs. We're going to put in 2 more 92s, 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to flip those guys up. All right, now let's talk about how we're going to do this. So I need this edge right here to be 4 inches from that edge right there. So we're going to put in our connectors at those points, there and there. All right, now it's sharing space right now, but I'm going to offset that along the x-axis 4 inches. Went the wrong way, so I got to flip it. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. I meant to go negative 4 inches. There we go. Now that should work. We'll find out. I can go edit it later if it doesn't work. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Fastener from that corner that's going to be the inside of the opening. From this point right here. And again, they're sharing the same space right now. I'm going to offset along the X. This time it should be 4, not negative 4. There we go. Good. And now my space should be 51. Let's check that. From that corner to, make sure I got the right ones, 51 inches. Okay, good. We did it right. All right, cool. Because there's going to be some jack studs in here. All right, so we've got that. Now we're going to put some jack studs in. Insert. Find our studs. Find our jack stud 81. We're going to put 2 of those in there. Come on. And flip them up as usual. Doesn't have to be put 90, but I just like them that way. All right, we're going to put those studs next to the king stud. There we go. There's one jack stud. Now the other jack stud. Good. All right, and what we're seeing is the 2 jack studs, and we're now going to insert the header, that 51 header 51 closet. Good. Let's kind of rotate it. There we go. And put it in there. Whatever works for you. Excellent. All right, now this is going to be the left when we're looking at the front of the house. So our our little wall, that little 24-inch wall, is going to go to the right. Actually, it doesn't really matter because we could flip it around. No, it does matter. I take it back. Whoops, not the house. I'm going to go to closet front left. All right, and we're going to insert now. I need 3 of those 24-inch plates and sills. Now remember, that was a sill that we're going to use, but it's still a 24-inch board, works for me. And we need 3 of those. Okay. Now these are going to sit flat, so I'm rotating in a little different direction, like this. There we go. And on a 24-inch wall, we're going to need 3 studs. I know that sounds weird, but we'll get to that in just a second. I think I'm going to connect these first, and then we'll put the studs in. So I'm going to connect this board. Remember, it's perpendicular to the other wall, so it's going to sit like that, right? So it's going to sit. So it's perpendicular. All right, I think I'll put the other, no, I'll put these together first. My 2 top plates together. Top of that one, bottom of that one, good, and then I'll connect that plate to that plate. When you hit the check mark, they'll come together. Good. And we need 3 studs. Insert studs. Need 3 92s. 1, 2, 3. Good. I'm going to flip these. Let's go up 90 degrees and around. All right, and we'll put this together. So one end and then the other end, and then we'll talk about the one that's in the middle. Oh, that is not the way I wanted it to go. Can I flip it, flip it, flip it? Wow, I don't know what happened there. All right, I'm going to try that again. I think I didn't make sure it went the way I wanted it to go. There we go. All right, on the other end, Good. And as we've done in the past, we're going to go middle of this board. And it doesn't matter which end you go from. I think I'll go from the front, since there's a lot of mass right here. We'll open it up there. So the middle of that to the end of one of the ends. Okay. And we're going to go offset along the X 16 inches. See if it goes the right way, wrong way, flip. Oh, I did it again. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go negative 16. There we go. Good deal. All right, so we have our closet left. All right. Now, we're going to also do something to make it easy on ourselves for building the closet right. But before we get going with that, go ahead and take a picture of that so you can see that it is obviously the correct one, an orientation like that, and then we will work on the closet right. All right, here we go. Watch the magic. It's going to be brilliant. Okay, we're going to duplicate this one now. So we duplicated that to make this. Now we're going to duplicate that. You're going to like this because we're going to make it easy. It says front, copy front. Let's rename that. And we're going to call it closet front R. Oops. Closet front right. Okay, make sure you're in, because when I hit enter, it goes back to the one I copied from. So you got to make sure you click on that one. All right, now here, this is really cool. Because it's a mirror image of the other one, when we go here, it's just a mirror image, right? So we're just going to mirror it. So let's go back to college closet front right. This is one currently is the left. And we're going to select everything in here, okay? So you're going to start at the beginning in your browser, hold down the shift button and go all the way to the end and select everything, all right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to mirror. So up here somewhere is we should be able to, maybe we can't mirror. Hold on, I need to look at this to see if that's something that we can do. If not, I've got an easy fix. Okay, so I just did a little research and found out we can't mirror an on shape, but what we can do is we can take this wall, basically, which I now regret that I should have built by itself and then attached it. But we can break some of those assemblies, so let's do that. If we go down to our mate features and kind of go down towards the end, we will see some places, not that last one and not those. Those connect to what I want, but that one connects those two together. That one connects those two together. So I'm definitely going to delete that one. Notice it highlights what I've connected together, and I do want to delete that one. And I should now be able to take this thing and move it around. Okay, see, we have a little problem there where those things aren't connected. That's okay, I can still connect those together. You might have to play around with this a little bit and hit undo a couple times. I want that to that. Okay, good, now we're good. And now I simply take that and fasten it to the other side. Check mark. Good. So now we have our mirror image, and you're going to get this in a position where you can clearly see that it is the other side, something like that. Take an image of that, Okay, and that is the last of my tutorials on how to do walls. The rest of the walls you're going to build on your own. Now there's going to be a couple of walls, these bedroom walls. There's the door here that gets you into each bedroom. That door is going to have the same basic door structure as this, where the door is all the way up against one of the ends of the wall, just like this bathroom door was. Now the wall will be a lot longer, but it will have this same 30-inch door that's right up against the end of the wall. But those you are going to do on your own. All right. We will talk about how to assemble these all together later, and I will give you the list next time of the walls that you are going to be building on your own, and then we're done with interior walls. All right, folks, have fun. Talk to you next time.